Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another video. If you see my face for the first time, welcome. My name is Blessing, and if you're not yet subscribed to my channel, please do well to subscribe to this channel. It helps me a lot. Thank you. In today's video, I'll be telling you how I got my international passport without paying a single penny to any agent. Yes, I applied for my passport and I got it. Yes, I did not pay for fast track. I did not pay anybody. I applied for it from the comfort of my home and I got it in Nigeria. Yes, Lagos, Nigeria in 2023. It's possible. I did that. If you want to know how I did all the running around, please keep watching. So if you would like to apply for your international passport, go to www.passport.immigration.gov.ng. that is www.passport.immigration.gov.ng. that is the site you need to go to apply for your passport. So I had an international passport prior to marriage, but after I got married and changed my name, I needed to change my name on my official documents. So I did that on all my official documents except my passport. So I was like, I don't really need the passport at the moment. Why not try applying online? Maybe I'll get it within a short period of time. I already have a passport and all my documents are showing my new name and my passport is still showing my old name. So I needed to change my passport. Remember, I changed all my documents. First was NIN. Sometime about 3 months ago, I went to the NIN office and applied for a change of name. I did a capturing all over again and I changed my name on my NIN. So my NIN was sorted. That was not an issue. So it was not a situation of, okay, you want to apply for your passport the day before you go for your NIN. You need to wait for a while for them to verify your name on the NIN portal. That was not my case at all. Over 3 months ago, I had already changed my name on my NIN because I needed the NIN means of identification for something else. That was the only means of identification that had my husband's name at the time. So I had changed my NIN way before. I went on to search for passport application on Google. I just googled international passport application on Google. I saw the site I just mentioned, www.passport.immigration.gov.ng, and then I went ahead to fill out the form. You see the form on the screen. I filled, your personal details, your contact information, next of kin, all the information they requested for. I made sure to fill them correctly. Please be careful when filling this form and try to fill them as correctly as possible, because if you make any mistake, you have to pay for it because you need to correct the information. So after filling the form, it gave me a reference number which I saved. Please be sure to save your reference number so that if you do not complete the application and you want to revisit the site, you will use your reference number to go back to that application. So I got my reference number, I saved this somewhere. I went ahead to fill the entire form. At the end of the form, you're supposed to make a 25,000 naira one-time payment. I think I paid about 26,000 naira plus the charges and all. So I paid 26,000 naira. That was the only money I paid for my international passport. The portal will take you to the page where you have to choose a date for your capturing. You can choose any date you like, but I chose a Friday. I chose that date because I know I'll be able to get all the documents ready for that day. So to give you a list of documents, I would suggest you print the documents out so that you are aware of everything you need. Okay, so you don't go there unprepared. So this is the list of all the documents you're supposed to bring, but don't be afraid. Okay, you don't need all the documents. You only need the one that pertains to you. So I ticked off the ones that I have and the ones that I need. It's for change of name, like me, I need my marriage certificate, letter of consent from either the parents for minors. I didn't need that. Letter of identification from the local government, state of origin. That's your state of origin document. I wasn't too sure if I needed that or not, but I got it just in case because I didn't want any story that touches the heart. Birth certificate, I have that. Evidence of payment, of course. Evidence of maiden name. The evidence of maiden name you have is your old passport. That is the evidence that shows that was your former surname before you got married. So I had that. Application letter for reissues. I was going to reissue my passport, so I wrote an application letter. Photocopy of the data page of the passport for reissues. I had the photocopy. The data page is the first page that shows your picture and all your personal information. Extract of police report for lost passports. In case of loss due to fire, is fire service report. I didn't need that. Damaged passport booklet if it's damaged. Photocopy of data page for damaged ones. Sworn affidavit from a magistrate or high court of damaged passports. Declaration of divorce for divorce passport. In case of remarriage, certificate of marriage with current spouse for divorced and widowed passport. Certificate of death of spouse if you need that. Evidence of maiden name for widowed passport. Sworn affidavit from a magistrate or high court of change of name disposed by affidavits. So you need your affidavit. Okay. Copy of newspaper publication. When you want to change your name officially, you will have to swear an affidavit and you have newspaper publication. Like I said, I have done this way before. I had all these documents already, so I didn't have to run around. Statutory evidence of change of name if resident outside Nigeria, you know, all of that. Applicants will only be attended to at their appointment time. So I chose 9 a.m. 2 weeks after the date of application. I had this list and I just ticked off the ones I needed. I didn't need all the documents for reissues. So what I got was my marriage certificate, change of name affidavit, the newspaper publication attached to my change of name, then my NIN slip, authorized NIN slip, the one I'd already done, and I needed a guarantor's form. Anybody can be your guarantor. Anybody that has a valid Nigerian international passport can be your guarantor, regardless of who the person is. So I got a guarantor. My guarantor filled the form. This is what a guarantor's form looks like. After you finish your application, you will see a particular space for guarantor's form. That is where I clicked and I downloaded the form. I took it to my guarantor. He filled it. There is a pre-filled part already that shows your details. You cannot alter that. Then my guarantor's information, signature, and then I took it to the court. Yes, you have to take this to any court at all near you. So I took this to the industrial court and I got this signed for 1,000 naira. So that's 27,000 naira. Yes, that's the amount I have spent so far, 27,000 naira. Mind you, all of these can be sorted at the passport office at higher rates. So if you want to sign this guarantor's form at the passport office, you pay nothing less than 5,000 naira. Yes, so I didn't want to go through all that stress. So one of the free days I had, I went to the court nearby and I signed it for just 1,000 naira. It was signed and stamped. I had all my documents ready for that day. So 2 weeks after the D-Day came, the date I was supposed to go for capturing. And if you notice on the list of documents, it says applicants will only written in capital letter, only be attended to at their appointment time. So the date you have chosen and the time you have chosen is very important. Make sure you choose a time that you will be available. So I chose 9 a.m. I got to the passport office on that said day 7:40 because I know passport office opens by 8 a.m. So I got there by 7:40 and the crowd was massive. Like, I wrote my name down for people that wanted to go in for capturing. There's a book at the gate where you write your name. I was number 37. So I was like, well, that's not bad. Before 12 noon, I should leave the place. So we waited till 8 a.m. The crowd was massive. It was huge. And the gates were not opened immediately. Immigration officers, 2 of them came to address us. They told us what to do, what they do in the passport office, blah blah blah. You know, they just gave us a bit of orientation, and then they asked us to form 2 queues, 1 queue for reissue, 1 queue for capturing. So I joined the queue for capturing because I was there to capture, of course. And then they started checking our appointment slip. Remember, you print out your appointment slip after you finish your application. So you have your application form, your guarantor's form, your checklist to show all the documents you need. You need your receipt of payments. You print out all these documents and just go with it in a file. So when we formed the queue, we started checking our appointment slip to be sure that the particular date you are there is the date you have chosen initially to capture for your passport. So they were checking one after the other, the date and the time. They were checking the date and the time before they started allowing us to go into the office. But they told us, don't be afraid, do not rush. It's not first come first serve. That is not what is happening here. You may be the last person to come but the first person to leave the passport office. When he said that, I was like, what does that mean? Is it not first come first serve? I mean, this is Nigeria. I've been on this queue. I've been here since 7:40. You could just open this place and tell him it's not first come. So he was like, it's not first come first serve. The people going in first may be the last to come out, because everybody is here for a different reason. So you may be going for capturing. Some people don't even have their documents, so they may be going around looking for their documents. Others are going for collection. Other people are going for, you know, different purposes. So don't be afraid. When we open the gate, everybody will get attended to, as long as today is your day. So I was like, okay, cool, no problem. They opened the gate and we entered. Immediately I entered, people were just going to different places. I didn't know where to go to. So the first instinct was to ask. So I asked one of the immigration officers in uniform, oh, I'm here for capturing. He said I should go and sit somewhere where people were mainly. They all sat there. And I noticed they were all holding a blue file, a blue folder. I didn't have any blue folder. I just had my documents in this regular transparent sleeve. What's going on? Everybody have a blue folder. I asked another immigration officer, I don't have a blue folder, but everybody seemed to have a blue folder. Hope that's not an issue. He said I shouldn't worry about it. It's not an issue. As long as I have all my documents, it's fine. Fast forward to about 10-15 minutes later, one of the officers came to address us, and he was like, okay, if you know you have an agent working for you or an agent handling your passport processing for you, now is the best time to call them so that they can get your folders ready. And like, this folder seemed to be very important. Everyone is talking about this folder, and I'm the odd one out. I don't have a folder. So I went out and I asked somebody, because I don't like being somewhere and I'm in the dark. I don't know what's going on. I could be there for 5 hours because I cannot open my mouth to ask questions. I'll just end up wasting my time. So I was so uncomfortable on that seat. I went out and I asked another female officer. The good thing about it is they are all extremely polite. For some reason, they are all very, 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 very calm. They don't shout at you. You know, there are some officers you see and you cannot even ask them questions. You cannot approach them, but these guys are really approachable. That's one thing I like about them. So I asked someone else and she was like, oh, if you don't have a file, did you register by yourself? I said yes. She said, okay, I think you need to go to Servicon office. Servicon office is very close to the gate, the first turning by your right. So I went there. The man was like, okay, it's still very early, let's wait for more people to come in so that I could address you guys at once. So when we are about 5 of us, he told us all the documents we need for reissue, since we are changing our name due to marriage. And he said we need original copies of these documents. Hey, immediately he said that, it was like they poured cold water on me. What will I do? Me that I've gathered photocopies. I didn't come with my original documents because I didn't want to go bad. I didn't want to hear stories or I misplaced it or anything. So I just came with photocopies because I believe, photocopy should suffice. Lots of documents. I called my husband. Fortunately, he was still home, and I told him where to get my original file from. This man brought my entire box. I told him it's in my box of clothes. He literally brought the entire box to passport office. I was like, why not just bring the file? He said there were different files there. He didn't want to hear any story, so he brought the entire box. He just put it in the trunk. He put it inside the car and just brought it there. I was like, no problem. I selected the ones I needed and I waited for my turn. When it was my turn, I went into the office. I showed the lady most of the documents. As she was just asking me, she was like, oh, okay, so give me your documents. I was bringing out all the documents. She was like, hey, I don't need all that. I was surprised. She said, I only need your old passport data page, your husband's NIN slip, your NIN slip, your marriage registry, your marriage certificate, newspaper publication, sworn affidavit, and that's all. When she told me, I was like, she didn't request for all of that. I didn't need any of that. These things I just mentioned were the things she asked me for. I showed her. She was like, okay, take this form, go and make photocopy and fill the form. I went out, I made the photocopy, I brought it back. Usually they are supposed to have the forms, but they didn't have, and I think I was the first person that had all my documents ready that morning. Other people that went before me, some of their documents were incomplete and all of that. So if you go there, your document is incomplete, she'll tell you to go and get it. You can actually get them at passport office, but at higher rate. Copy of the form, I completed the form and gave it to her. It's just a form showing where all these different Servicon officers that have checked your file will sign. Remember, I didn't have a blue file, so I was bringing all these documents out from my transparent file. So I gave her the completed form. She signed. She was the immigration Servicon officer, and she directed me to head of Servicon, who also countersigned as well. Then after that, they directed me to go to one Zenith bank inside the immigration passport office. When I get there, I'll see a place where they have change of name. I should just ask for that office. I went to the building, the change of name office upstairs. I didn't even know there was an office there. That place is just hidden up inside the passport office. So I got there. There were just 10 people there. I greeted the officers, who were extremely polite. Oh, madam, how can we help you? Are you recently married? You're welcome. You know, they just had a quick, chat with me. Oh, thank you. Sit down. I will attend to you soon. Immediately I got there, he gave me a letter, reference letter from somebody's file, and told me to replicate the letter. He gave me a pen and paper. Replicate this letter using your own information. It's just a request for reissuance of passports, basically. So I wrote the information, and then he put all my documents after checking them one after the other. These documents I mentioned earlier: my passport, the old passport data page, the reference letter, marriage certificate, affidavit, newspaper publication, and receipt of payment. Then the application form, of course. That was it. He puts them in a yellow file, not blue this time around, yellow file. That's why when people are running around, if people are not running the same race, don't copy people. I would have gone to buy a blue file for nothing if I didn't ask questions, because I saw where they were selling the blue files. I could have gone to buy a blue file, but my file was yellow. So he put it in a yellow file, wrote my details in front of it, and told me to take it to the next officer sitting by his side. That one also checked, signed, took it to the last one, checked and signed. I think they do that to be sure that you don't miss any document. They just signed, 3 of them just signed, and that was it. He told me to go and come back the following Friday for the actual capturing. It did not take me up to 20 minutes. I was out of passport office from the time I started the actual process. Not the time I was running around waiting for my husband. No, the time I started the actual process till the time I finished. It didn't take me up to 30 minutes, and I was done. And I remembered why that man, the initial immigration officer that addressed us at the gate, and I understood why he said it's not the first person that comes here that will leave first, so there's no hurry. So that was it for that day.